Thank you very much, Ms. Esdale, for that comprehensive breakdown of the NCCU's homecoming extravaganza, letting everyone know what they can expect. So for those who are for that presentation. And as a reminder, the dates are July 25th to August 2nd. If you are in doubt as to the requirements for anything, you don't remember something, feel free to contact our office, and any member of staff should be able to provide that information to you. If you just want to verify exactly what you need, because maybe some persons need a little bit more than others, we can facilitate you as well. So please don't miss out on this opportunity, and don't wait until the last minute to start planning. All right, we're moving along. And we want to let you know that next week we will be having one of the most important events on the credit union's calendar, certainly on our calendar at the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, because it is when we have to give an account for our stewardship. We have to let you, the members, know what we've been doing with your money, how we've invested it, how we've spent it, etc., etc., and that is our annual general meeting. And so I know she spoke for a while just now. However, I'm going to ask her to rejoin us at the podium as she gives an overview of the upcoming annual general meeting, and that is our acting general manager, Ms. Lundy Esty. All right, I'm back. Just got to break the tension in the room, you know. Alright, so for our annual general meeting, this would be our 51st meeting, and it is scheduled for Monday the 17th day of June. It begins at 5:30 p.m. and the in-person attendance and virtual attendees would be joining us via Zoom. Now, for those who would be joining us via Zoom, we are asking you please to visit our website, www.neviscreditunion.com, or our social media pages, Facebook, and you would find a link to register for the meeting. You will also find a link to the annual report so that you can download that link and you can peruse the report. There would be hard copies available later this week and at the meeting, but before the meeting you go from tonight. It's been available since last week, and you download that book and you can read through and see what our stewardship would have been like with your credit union over the last financial year. That would be 2023. Now, for virtual attendees, once you would have registered, you will receive a link that is personal to you. That is because this meeting is for members only. So whereas the book, the report, would be available to anyone who goes to the website, the meeting is only for members. And so the link that you will receive will not be a link that you can share with anyone else. It will be personal to you, so we would ask that you please be careful in when you receive that link, make sure that you save it properly and you access the meeting properly. And at the annual meeting, while we will be reporting on our stewardship for the last year, there is also something else that happens, and that is that committee members who would have served their term and would be retiring would need to be replaced. Now, there would be some persons who would be recommended by the credit union for nomination. However, as a member, it is your right as well to nominate from the floor. We ask, however, that in doing that, that you please be mindful before you nominate someone from the floor that you have already gotten their consent to nominate them, and that that person qualifies for nomination. And qualification for nomination, eligibility for nomination, means that that person cannot be a delinquent borrower. They cannot be a lapsed member. They would need to have been saving and have saved at least, according to the bylaws, $240 in the last year. And so we just want to encourage you, while it is your right to nominate members, and if it is your desire to be nominated but you were not pre-selected for consideration to ensure that you meet these basic requirements, there are other fit and proper requirements which would have to be carried out. You cannot have a police record for criminal activity and violent activity and so forth. So these are things, but we do not want to anyone to think that we are taking away your rights to engage in your credit union and to serve your credit union. And so we would want to encourage you to make sure that these eligibility requirements are met before the meeting. So again, our meeting would be on the 17th of June. In person, it would be at the Four Seasons Resort Ballroom, starts at 5:30, and there will be prizes. And these prizes are available not only for the in-person attendees, but also for the virtual attendees. You will have an equal opportunity to win a prize, and so just make sure that you are actually present at the meeting when the prize is being drawn. So if you've left, then your opportunity would also leave with you. All right? And so we just want to welcome you, invite you to come on, and again, take the time to check out the report ahead of the meeting so that you would be aware of the information that is there, and then you can also have your questions pre-planned so that we can address your concerns, any concerns that you may have. So again, our website, www.neviscreditunion.com, and our social media pages on Facebook, and is it also on Instagram? No, it's all right. Also our Instagram page, our social media pages. Ms. Gaines can give you all of the pages better than I can. That you can access the links to the meeting and also the links to download the report, and so that you can engage with us as we report to you on Monday, 17th June. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Esdale. And so because we will be so engaged on Monday, the 17th, please note that our offices will close to the public at 11 a.m. So we will close at 11 a.m. on Monday so that we can be fully prepared. Right now we are about 85% prepared. So by Monday at 11 a.m., we want to ensure, at 11:01 a.m., we want to ensure that we are 100% prepared, okay? So please take note of that. We are moving along, and we are actually almost at the end of today's synergy. We want to invite our Deputy Chair of the Education Committee, who is also the manager of the Human Resource Administration and Member Services Department, Ms. Shiverton, to speak about the upcoming Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions. Wow, that's a mouthful. So we just said CCCU to make it easier for us. Convention, as I said, it's coming up, and your credit union will be present. And who better than Ms. Shiverton to give us a rundown of what this is all about. Ms. Shiverton?
Good afternoon, my fellow cooperators. Please allow me to adopt the protocol that has been established by our chair. Now, my task this afternoon is very brief, and just to give you a rundown of the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Union Convention, which is soon upon us. The Caribbean Confederation of Credit Union is our regional apex body of credit unions and will be hosting its annual international convention from June 21st to the 26th at the St. Kitts Marriott, where over 500 cooperators are expected to attend. The Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions is made up of 17 countries, and that's how we get our Caribbean Credit Union movement. And also included in the convention would be participants from the United States of America. This is an important occasion because it gives us the opportunity to form synergy among cooperators and networking among our Caribbean people. It also gives us the ability to learn, have various workshops based on various topics that affects our credit union movement. As Ms. Keynes would have rightly said, that your credit union would be part of this occasion. And even though I said Nevis Credit Union will be a part of this session, we will also fall under the St. Kitts Nevis Cooperative League, which is our local apex body, and their role significantly is to lobby for the credit union movement in St. Kitts and Nevis. Also know that during the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Union Convention, a section of the movement will visit our credit union here in Nevis, and that will be on June 25th, 2024. So you can come on over, meet persons from the varying islands as they come to see our credit unions, learn more about our culture, and you also can be a part of that. So I'll ask you to stay tuned, and you'll hear more about the convention as the activities unfold from June 21st, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Shiverton. So you've heard about the homecoming extravaganza. You've heard about our annual general meeting, and you've heard about the upcoming Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions Convention. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are giving you the opportunity, whether those in person or those who have joined us virtually, to now ask us any questions that you may have regarding any of the aforementioned, or if you just have a general credit union question that we are able to answer this evening, we will facilitate you. So I am opening the floor now for that, and we will do so for the next 5 minutes. Or if you desire to, if your questions go beyond, we'll facilitate you. All right, so if you are online, you can put your questions in the chat, you can raise your hand, you can also unmute your microphone and speak with us live. I recognize that we have someone here at the Credit Unions Conference Room who has a question, yes, or comment.
Yeah, my name is Vidal Nolan, and would carrying a card, debit, credit, carry a cost with it?
There's no cost, I can answer that. So the question is whether or not there is a cost associated with carrying any of our cards. So if you are in possession of a prepaid debit card, which is the card that you load funds onto, there is no cost attached. So whatever you spend, any cost you incur is what you spend. So whether you do it physically at one of the vendors, you do it online, you are just paying for whatever you spend. You're just covering the cost of whatever you personally spend. There are no additional fees at this time.
Wouldn't there be a service charge?
That does not carry over to you at this time. Okay, so your credit union has taken care of all of that at this time. Now, in terms of our ATM card, which is another card that is restricted to use at the ATMs, the ATM here on Nevis as well as any other ATM in the region on the Four Seas platform. That stands for Caribbean Credit Card Corporation. Yes, Four Seas. If you have an ATM card, you can use it at any of the ATMs on that platform. That carries a charge of $1 here at our ATM and $3 at the others. Okay, so that one carries that charge and that is per use. However, the prepaid debit card, there is no charge to you at this time. Thank you so much for that question.
One more question.
Sure.
How do I know the value of my shares over a certain period of time? Like if I were to buy shares 10 years ago, how do I know the present value of those shares?
Okay, so I have Miss Esdale come and expound on that one. Because she hinted at it earlier in terms of telling you how you can keep a good check of your account. So I'll have her, because she's also the money lady at the credit union, so she will be able to explain in greater detail how that works.
All right, thank you for that question. The Nevis Credit Union, the shares are not traded. And so the value of your shares, because of the nature of the union, rather than business, for profit, the union, so your shares remain at the same value. What dividends you do earn will be paid to your account whenever a dividend is declared. And the rest of your ownership stake would be based on the value of the credit union itself. And so while your shares will not increase in value, your ownership stake in the credit union will be proportional. And we just like to remind our members, it's one man, one vote. And so if I have $500 in shares and my friend here has $50,000, when we come to the meeting, we have an equal vote, 1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that explanation, Ms. Esdale. All right, do we have any other questions or comments? And while I await those, I just wanted to share with you that the previous synergy that we mentioned focused on the AP, which is short for Advanced Protection Insurance, as well as the LP, which is short for Loan Protection Insurance. And so basically what we sought to do was kind of break it down for you to let you know that all of your loans are covered, or insured rather, at the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, but we went into detail in terms of the amount. And then we also shared with you that there is a new insurance called the Advanced Protection, where you can get additional coverage, because loans currently are only insured up to a certain amount. And so with the Advanced Protection that was recently introduced, you are able now to get additional coverage on your loan. So that was what we spoke about then. Very informative session, and so it's worthwhile to go back and listen to it. You don't have to listen to the whole thing at once. We've dissected it and posted it on our YouTube channel so that you can view it in parts and at your convenience. All right, do we have any additional questions, comments, emotional outbursts? Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Jasmine Tears.
Yes.
The FIP plan were mentioned. FIP?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that you could add 6 individuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you didn't say nationality. Suppose I want my parents in St. Lucia, I can?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yes. Yes. So the restrictions are mostly on the member. So the member being you, and I have some additional information in a bit. The member being you will be the one who determines, once you fall into that criteria, you determines who is added on your plan. But Ms. Shiverton, who spoke about the CCCU Convention, her department deals heavily with the FIP, and she's quite versed in it. I'll just have her expound on it a little bit. Ms. Shiverton? Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yes, you did ask about parents.
Oh, yes. On my screen. Okay, so when the Shiverton is coming, the question that was raised had to do with the FIP and who could be added. We got, if it's restricted to a particular nationality.
Good afternoon again. You have asked a question about your parents not living in Nevis. Yes, they can be added, but you have to provide, two IDs if possible and proof of address. And because they're not living on the island, they will have to be notarized. That's an expense.
There was no idea at the time.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shiverton. So we have a request, if we can repeat, in summary, what was said about the homecoming, because it seems that those who registered and joined via MS Teams were able to hear the entire thing, but those who joined outside, they weren't able to hear all of it. So they asked for us to repeat, and that's not a problem. So basically what we're saying is that the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union has planned a homecoming extravaganza, and that coincides with Nevis's 50th anniversary of Culturama. And what we have done was to carve out 7 business days that we want to cater especially to persons, Nevisians residing in the diaspora. And we want you on the 25th of July, which is a Thursday, the start of Culturama, also the NCCU's anniversary, to apply for one of our cards or both of our cards. And you can also update your account. On the 26th of July, which is the Friday, we are saying we want you to join or enroll with the Family Indemnity Plan. You can also update your existing plan. Ms. Esdale spoke about the importance of doing that. And we also said that you can update your accounts on that day as well. We want you to update your accounts any of the days because we recognize that that is a very tedious process in some cases. So we are facilitating you on any of the days for that. However, on Monday the 29th of July and Tuesday the 30th, we have earmarked those days for account updates. Then moving on to the 31st of July and the 1st of August, that is when we want you to come in and open an account. So you may have one for you, but you don't have for your children and your grandchildren, etc. We are saying you can do that on Wednesday 31st and Thursday 1st. Then on Friday, the final day, we want you to apply for online banking. Some of you, well, many of you have already done it and we applaud you. We've seen an influx in terms of these applications. But what we want now is to facilitate those of you who may not be as tech savvy. You need some assistance with that, we can facilitate you. And of course, you can also update your account. So those are the activities for our homecoming extravaganza. Who knows, as Ms. Esdale indicated, there may be some surprises, but that is what we have planned. It is all about asking and encouraging you not just to come home to Nevis, but to come home to your credit union. All right. Do we have any further questions or comments? I see that we have gotten to the top of the hour, which is 6 o'clock, and so we are near the end. We just want to make sure that we facilitate any questions or comments that may be asked. I'm not seeing any additional raised hands, and so if that is the case, I just want to say that we thank you for being part of today's Synergy, the second for the year. Mr. Morton, the chair of the Education Committee, indicated that we are striving to do this on a quarterly basis. So far, we are doing good in terms of meeting that requirement or that goal, rather. So we thank you for that. The topics will vary, but in order to know what is happening, you have to stay connected to the credit union on social media. Nevis Cooperative Credit Union is on Facebook. We are on YouTube, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Instagram, and that is very important. And it's something, what you may need to know is that if for whatever reason you are unable to make the August 2nd deadline in terms of the homecoming extravaganza, understand that we are here for you, and so we can facilitate you even after the August 2nd end of the homecoming extravaganza. It just may mean that the surprises that may be there, and notice I'm pointing over to the money lady, The surprise is that maybe there, may not be there beyond that point. That's all I'm saying. But we will facilitate you even after. And even those of you who are physically on Nevis, who have not been to the credit union in a while, to update your account, please do so, because ideally we want to ensure that we have accurate and up-to-date information on you spanning at least 3 months, thereabout. Okay? So that's the best that we can do, and we will facilitate you. You know, some of you may be elderly, we can find ways of facilitating you. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of Synergy. We want to thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Remember to register for our annual general meeting. If you will be joining virtually, the link is on our social media pages as well as on our website. So too is the annual report booklet. So you can begin to read upon it so that you are aware of what's happening this year. We're going down to the Four Seasons Resort Ballroom, and we are expecting it to have a grand time. We are trying to keep it shorter this year, hence the reason why we want you to read in advance what we've said. Nothing that we said here has not been said in terms of the important stuff has not been said outside of the booklet, has not been said in the booklet. So everything is in the booklet. So please read and come prepared to ask us your questions and give us your ideas on how we can continue to move your credit union forward. Have a wonderful evening. Get home safely if you're physically here. And those online, thank you for joining.